Can I say fans? No, it's too early. It's too early for me to have fans. The Petrie has no fans. I'm trying to speak in a voice other than mine because, as like most of us, I don't like the sound of my own recorded voice. I wonder what. I wonder if James Earl Jones has the same feeling because he's got a great voice, as does Morgan Freeman, and well, most women for that matter. Not all women. Anyway. Oh yeah, and Haps. I'm enjoying the heck out of your being able to broadcast, even have more than more than myself listen. Hello, first two people who are listening, watching. Let me wave thusly. Um, but it's hard enough to to it's hard enough to use one hashtag, but using two, or maybe it's just me, but I really don't think so. Where you start to type, and then you get other letters in, and you go back. You can delete one, but it reaches a point very easily where you got all these unnecessary words, and you can't type what you want to type. That is a bug. I know you're still in beta, so can you fix it? I mean, also, am I on the list of broadcasts that you'll pop into? Like, even if I'm on, 730 on the list, because I know I ain't seen. I mean, hey, you got priorities and more popular podcasters to pass on through with, but just as long as I'm on the list, I'm cool. But yeah, please fix that because that is annoying as yeah. Uh, well, the word I could say the word, but I shouldn't. But yeah, it rhymes with well. So okay, I've all but said the word, but I haven't said the word, so that's win for reining it in. Because when I get frustrated, I drop them bombs. So, oh yeah, earlier I had an hour where I wrote 1,000 words of poetry, including more to the verse of Maricothus. And I will be reading more of the verse of Maricothus towards the end of this broadcast. Hmm. So, two heartbeats, plus mine, of course, but mine doesn't count in the eyeballs, does it? At least I hope not. Shouldn't. Why should it? It's my own cast. That would be stupid. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Good. I looked in on my broadcast and it didn't jump the numbers. Because I'm already counted. Well, no home is. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. My broadcast is not Rome. Hopefully, it can be bigger than Howick. It's a village I grew up outside of. And that's a small village, even now. Grew up in the boonies on a farm. And farming was not for me, which I may have mentioned before. Okay. Maybe I should broadcast earlier in the day. Oh, 3. Oops, what the? Not the what? Not the what? Hmm. Uh, hmm.
Ah,
There. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, where was I? I wasn't anywhere particular. Just the boonies. Long been drawn to Montreal. I used to have what I called my pilgrimages. Come to Montreal to buy comics and see a movie or two. And go back home. Go back home. See, okay, I don't get this. Why? Okay, on my cam, I see more on my camera than I see on the screen. And that, someone care to explain that? So I can always hold it thusly. Yeah, I'm closing in on 294. And at some point before the 300, no, before the 500th issue, as it were, which, given that I draw one a day, I guess I believe in how they say a doctor a day will keep the apple away. Well, I'm keeping the doctor away with the peach because I'm drawing a peach a day and have since, well, some point last year. Because for Inktober, I wasn't drawing a peach a day. Some days I did, but not every day. And I didn't start it all that early in the year. Peach has been in my life for less than a year. So, 3 shy viewers. Yeah. 3 shy viewers beats no viewers at all, so thanks for stopping by. Oops. Oh, yeah. Wait, where is it? There it is. And I found my sharpener. He thought he could get away and find a better artist to sharpen pencils for. But I caught him. Yes, my pencil sharpener is sentient. His name is Buck. No. Yeah, his mouth is probably too low. As is his nose. Let me fix that. Well, as much as I can. For those of you who will tune in replay, which my Petrie Cast 13, which was the first to be have the label of the verse of Maricothus, that had that had that's had more replay than original play, and I'm okay with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd like original play to, well, certainly hit double figures. But there are a lot of people casting right now, so, and I don't, yeah, I'm gonna have to start. Well, I always knew I would, but I'm gonna schedule the broadcast. Just don't use the scheduled slot. Because one time I did 4 people. Yay! 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I get more? More? What do you want? What do you think you are, an actual broadcaster? Oh, sometimes I feel like an actual broadcaster. Is it so wrong to feel like an actual broadcaster? I was gonna say I'm no blank, but it's probably too soon, and I don't mean it in a good way. So I won't say his name. So you're probably smart enough to take a guess. So what kind of day are you having? No matter what time of day it is for you. My game has not intrigued more than one person so far. But I will continue. I suppose at some point I should choose some more words and write up some more clues, even though only one of the first four words has been successfully guessed. But I'll give out the clue again. A desert prick, 6 letters. Very easy to get. And the other one that I've thrown out there, well, there's 2 others that I've thrown out there. One is in the process of being guessed at, and it's, what was it? Oh, yeah. Shh! 7 letters. And it does not have the letter T or U in it. So yes, basically this is Hangman. Oh, 6 people. So this is Hangman with a tweak, because there's cards drawn if you get if you get if you get the word wrong, because you can, well, if you get the guess wrong, you can guess by the letter or you can guess by the word. If you guess by the word, you get minus 25, because you want to, like golf, you want to finish low. Yeah, if you guess wrong the first time, because you can guess 3 times and then you lose the round. Third time you lose the round. First time 5 points, second time 10 points, and the third time 15 points, and you're done for the round. You can't guess no more. But there's no penalty for guessing for guessing the for guessing a wrong number. You just pick a card, so there's points. But that's not a penalty. You can. I mean, there's no hangman. Well, I suppose I could add a something to be drawn. It just wouldn't be a man. But saying it's a tweak of hangman gives you a clear idea of what you have to do, right? Because everybody knows hangman. Except this is not hangman. It's just a tweak, and because, well, I want my own IP, intellectual property. I mean, I've certainly partaken of so many videos using other people's IP, but it's nice to see our own thing, right? So This is my own. This is a tweak, making it my own. Not that anyone wants to play. Oh, and the other word, the fourth word, because there's four of them. Actually, there's five. Anyway, uh, 7 letters. Isn't there five? 7 letters. I'll have to check later. Madrid to be an ass. Oh, 8. Yes, once I'm regularly getting, 20, 30 at a time, I won't be so, ooh, 9, ooh, 10. Stop saying that. It's annoying. Of course, if you want me to stop that immediately, drop some jingle jangle. Just checking in daily. You start off with whatever number of coins, like I'm to the point, 89 days straight, where I'm at 50. 50 coins a day just for checking in. And of course, if you broadcast weekly, 500 coins. I mean, yeah, you can buy it, which obviously is to the benefit. Oh, yes. But more on that, which is to the benefit of Haps. But you can do pretty well free. Oh, and speaking of, I forgot the pro tip. And I will again read the poem. At some point, I will stop reading the poem. Oh, where was it? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Where was it? Where? Ah. Welcome to Haps.tv, and if not welcome, then what are you waiting for? Because there's so much more than a place to catch your thoughts and goodly doings out upon the world. So let your flag be unfurled and make yourself a home. Even if you're just here for fun, so much can be done. And lest I forget, if you like that, I've got more of the same as I draw and write. So subscribe to me if any of this resonates at all with you. But there's one other thing, not to harsh the vibe or spook you off, but your support, which in my case can only be a limited act, though that also means the cost is far but lower. The support but also means hitting me up, yes, in the chat from the cheapest of seats and the coins in your purse, or pocket too. However you carry them, like as it were. See, I can't remember the pro tip right away, so I wrote a poem. Because that's one of the things that I do, as evidenced by my ability to write 1,000 words of poetry in an hour. Which included more of the verse of Maricothus, which I may have already said. I guess I don't even listen to myself. Hmm. Bigger. Eh. Ah. Yeah, that's better, I suppose. Ah. Yeah, I should get my easel. Yes, my turtle. Ooh, 10. Double figures. And it only took half an hour. Hey. Yes, this turtle has a tattoo. Why shouldn't a turtle have a tattoo? Turtles can like tattoos. Let's make better feet. Now, I was gonna give him a hat, but I don't draw hats well enough to make it look good on the turtle. But hmm, hmm, there. Because it amuses me, I'm going to have him call out Peach. So, dear audience, and all 10 of you are dear, and the ones who will watch and replay. Tattoos, yay or nay? I myself have none, never will. But hey, if you have a tattoo, cool. You want to have, multiple tattoos, cool. Just not for me. It's not for me. I don't even know what kind of tattoo I'd get, because I guess something I drew that would be redrawn better, maybe. Well, yeah, obviously. But no, plus the cost, and yeah, I don't need the ow and the time, plus changes of the body, like depending where you put it, you know. But if you have a story about your tattoo, well, you should cast it yourself rather than tell it here. If you're a caster, I think you'd like to be. Oh. Took me a while because I've been here since last year, and I only started broadcasting or haps casting, which should still be a thing because we're on haps, right? So why not call it haps casting, because it works. Yeah, haps can thank me later. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, it took me a while to get to casting, though not that long to really want to. It just, well, at first I couldn't broadcast. Well, I still can't broadcast through my desktop because the mic and well, I don't have a webcam. And after having the ability with my phone, though eventually the plan is get a webcam, and then I can point it at the art, and then I can do what I want to do because it's there to be done, and broadcast with some help and break for necessary things to broadcast for 12 hours. Because why not? same approach I took to a million words because it's a nice round number. You know, how many people are gonna write a million words? So how many people are gonna broadcast for 12 hours? That's my thinking anyway. So yeah, the writing a million words is more the circus approach. Come for the kooky writer writing a million words. Stay for the quality. Well, I'm certainly not gonna say it's shite what I write. I mean, there's a little gabbage in it, perhaps. But well, it depends what you think is trivial. But with the verse of Maracothis, which, thank you for asking, is unfolding quite well. So I hope to, well, I want it to be the foundation of an all art project. So I'm gonna turn it over. Plan is to turn it over someone who can, can be used for a short story, can be used for a novel, can be used for a graphic novel, comic book series. Hello, Hollywood. You should adapt it. Pay us lots of money. Because it'd be a fun story. Where it could go. As Maracothis ain't someone to mess with. So, oh, well, I knew that was going to happen. So, blue. Blue inside for the flower, and red on the outside. Oh, yeah. So, 42 minutes in, and I'm at 52%. And yes, 15 people have passed through. Thank you for any length of time you've shared with me. Means a lot. Just as your comments do. When they come. I get it. You're shy. But I don't bite. Well, I suppose if I had a partner and she asked me to nibble, I would. But ta-da. So, what you having for what do you know what you're having for your next meal? I know what I'm having for my next meal, which I have put off to visit you fine people because I don't have to eat any eat early. And I want to keep casting every day until I don't know. I'm not even sure because I didn't start right away with putting the dates on the cast. So I know it was in March. It was a Friday in March. Was it the first Friday in March? Yeah, it had to be the first Friday in March because I've been casting for 3 weeks. So because it was this Friday that I first cast. Because the initial plan, one plan was to cast on the 8th, or was it the 7th? But then I went ahead. Ooh, 20. Ah, monitor went off. Now I can't see. Now I can't see the 15 comments that I'm going to get in the next 3 minutes. Right? Yeah, I know. I keep hoping. Well, I get some comments now and then from the non-shy. Well, hey, I've stopped believing that any of you are being tortured, which is why you can't comment. Because if you're being tortured, well, I guess unless that's your kink, um, you're not going to be allowed to type, "Help me! I'm being forced to listen to this idiot." It's cruel and unusual. He's not funny. And he has a voice meant for the silent pictures and a face for radio. This is why he doesn't show his face very often. But his voice is worse than his face. And who cares what a musician's favorite pair of pants are? Oh, yeah. I see the comments there too. But they're just not as easy to see. Oh, there we go. Thank you to the 20. Your time is valuable to you. It's valuable to me. Thanks for sharing it. So, what do you want to talk about? Politics? No, we're not going to talk about politics. Sports, movies, TV, the environment, aliens. Adult time. Oops. What your dreams are? What are your dreams? Don't have any? Dream of the Maple Leafs winning the Stanley Cup? Well, until recently they were the most pointed the team with the most points in all the NHL this season. Now they're second. They're on a bit of a slump. And yes, I know the Canadians are fourth. I well know their record. Just because I'm not currently watching the games live doesn't mean I'm not watching them and paying attention. And but if you want to get into the numbers, Leaf fans, 24 versus 13 and 93 versus 16. Sorry, 13. Oh, 93 versus 67. And uh, rounds one, I counted it recently. Rounds one since 2004, it's in favor of the Habs. 11 or something. Because they've twice been to the conference final, 2010, 2014. So, if you want to talk numbers, yeah, they don't. Now, you may well. Well, you're looking pretty good to win the division, though. You have to look. You have to look at. You got two teams charging hard. Sadly, not the Canadians, but the Oilers. The Oilers have to. You have 38 points. The Oilers have 34, and the Jets have 33. So while you had run away and hid well, from the league as well as the division, both are catch. Well, one is caught up and probably going to pass you, and two other teams are nipping at your heels, and you're playing the Jets again in your next game. So if you lose, they'll have 35 to your 38, and they have games in hand. So Yes, the Habs may well fall out of the playoffs because they have two teams right behind them. Yes, I know, the Canucks and the Flames. They're playing the Flames tonight, so they can take care of business. And though the Flames have a brand new coach, and that often, that first game often goes to the team with the new coach. So I'm not feeling so confident about the Habs' chances tonight. Also, they just won last night, so they haven't been able to string together two wins since February 1st and 2nd. And yes, this is March 11th, so that's more than a month. So they only have 6 regulation losses, so we shall see. We shall see. Oh, and just because I can, 1924, no, 1916, 1924, 1930, 1931, 1944, 1946, 1953, 1956, 1957, 1958, 1959, 1960, 1965, 1966, 1968, 1969, 1971, 1973, 1976, 1977, 1978, 1979, 1986, and 1993. Those are the years that the Habs won the Cup. And there's years where they lost it, or because of a previous pandemic, had it stopped when they were tied at when they both had won 2 games each. 1919. Um, so yeah, yes, I've memorized the years they won the cup, and 7 of those cups have come at the expense of the Boston Bruins. And the infamous 1979 too many men on the ice penalty helped them advance to the cup against the Rangers. Sorry, Bruins fans. Well, sorry, not sorry. That was Don Cherry. And he's surprisingly, well, he's very well read, but yeah, it's still sorry, not sorry, Don. Couldn't beat the Canadians. Not when it counted. So this next little bit, I'm going to talk about the Expos. I know they haven't been a thing since 2004, but they may be one day again. Anyway, I was 10 years old on Blue Monday. Yeah, I share a birthday with Blue Monday, which is the terrible tale of the Expos failing to advance to the World Series, which they only had a chance at doing because of a strike, which their response to the strike was better than the response to the strike in 1994, because they came back to play and there was a first half winner and a second half winner, and the first half played the second half and then advanced to the league championship series, and the Expos beat the Phillies and then met the Dodgers, and Blue Monday was the day they lost on a home run to Rick Monday. Well, he hit a home run in that game. I guess that was the deciding margin of victory. But 94. Oh, don't get me started on 94. Oh, and Braves fans, a very strong sorry not sorry. Um, you have 11 straight Eastern Division titles between 1995 and 2005. That's what you say. You do not say 14 straight titles because, yes, this is a rant. The first three, 91, 92, and 93, were in the West. And 94, see, 94 counts as a season, a partial season, because they awarded a Cy Young, home runs counted, and all the stats counted. So you cannot say it's 14 straight divisions, because first of all, they're two different divisions, and 94 counts. They did not award a pennant, but there should be, because they gave everything else out, but they didn't say, okay, you're pennant winners. So, but it totally should be something, because but because it's the Expos involved, oh no, we can't have the Expos win something like that. No, 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 no. So we won't call it anything. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. So unless you take so that's unless you take away Maddox's Cy Young and all the awards, and then but if you do that, so if you wipe out the season, then you have to give the money to the fans who paid money because that season didn't exist, so they should have their money back, but that's impossible. So all this to say, call it what it is, that we don't, because I'm sure, if you talk to some fans, oh, it's 14 straight. No, it's not 14 straight. You won 11 straight because 94 counts as a season, and you did not win because the Expos were ahead 6 games on you. Oh, on you Braves, and maybe you would have caught them, but the Expos winning percentage that year was off the charts. And if it had been a full season, if it had been a normal year, the Expos would have won over 100 games. And the fans, yes, which was an issue in Montreal, but wasn't the only issue. Baseball shenanigans and, stupid ownerships, yeah. But had that been a normal season, and the fans were coming, that's the kind of thing. Because a year later, the Seattle Mariners rode a great little playoff run to the building of a new stadium, a new ballpark, and I maintain that's what would have happened for the Expos if they had even if they hadn't won the World Series, but they were a team built to win, and I could have easily seen them beating the Yankees. But even still, just making the playoffs, because they would have made the postseason. They had 48 games left, and they were 74-40. So it's not like they were suddenly going to go 18-30. Well, they're the Expos, so of course they would have failed. They would have fallen off. They would have had to fall off a cliff to not, and that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I know. The haters would say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Shut up, haters. Like baseball didn't even try to negotiate. The owners said, yeah, I'm going to use this word. Fuck the history of baseball. That's what okay. There is some blame on players for going on strike when you're making millions of dollars and like what a, but baseball, the lords of baseball, the owners, they said fuck the history of the game. We're not going to have a World Series for the first time since 1904. They had World Series throughout World War II, World War One, World War Two, like, but money. And of course, it had to be a year that the Expos were as good as they were and could have won the World Series. It had to be. So, Dud Selig, yeah. Bud Selig is his name, but I call him Dud Selig. And his right hand man, Bob Dupé, who I call Bob Toupee because, yeah, I remember those names. Even though, I didn't go to every game, but I went to more games than some. I wasn't even living in Montreal at the time. So, yes, fan support was an issue, but hey, there was other times where, at one point San Francisco was sucking, Seattle, and, because there was a whole thank you Minnesota effort to contract the Expos and Twins, and even the ownership of the Blue Jays said, yeah, we'll contract the Expos. So for a time I was not happy with the Blue Jays. Like, oh yeah, hey brother franchise, in the same country, flip you the bird and say, yeah, contract you. Like that to me, without the Expos, there's no Blue Jays. Probably, right? Maybe not, but yeah, I don't know. Was Rogers owning them at the time? Anyway, that was a kick in the man parts from Toronto. Yeah, I remember shit. For me, it's right up there with the Black Sox scandal of 1919, where a bunch of players on the White Sox threw the World Series. And there's no hard evidence. I mean, yeah, Joe Jackson, yeah, right to be thrown out of the game, but there's no evidence that he actually took the money and he still played a hell of a series. So, Shoeless Joe. So yeah, I can rant about sports. Oh yeah, and the Canadians got robbed of a point against the Ottawa Senators earlier in the season. That was a good call. If you know what I'm talking about, that was a good call. I mean, no, that was a good goal. The call was horrible. The call, that was a shitty call. Come on, it was a goal. He had time, Murray had time to spin himself around. He spun himself around. So don't bullshit and say he didn't have time. And Also, Gallagher was pushed in to him, and he still had time to get out and score. So don't lie that, oh, he didn't have time. So the Habs should have won that game. It wouldn't have gone to overtime, and Ottawa wouldn't have had any points, which is what happened. Which is what they certainly didn't deserve any points that night. The, yeah, so that was a shitty call. That was a horrible call. But fans in Buffalo are saying, "Oh, Crimea River, our call involved." So I think the call that was made in that one was, yeah, the Brett Hull goal. Uh, Besides, you were gonna lose. Somebody would have scored, and that wasn't even game set. Anyway, but yes, that's a call that a fan base is like, that call. Oh, poor Sabres. Oh yes. So what do you go ranty on, or do you not rant? Because your life is perfect and you don't fan for sports, so you can't drop a rant, or don't have reason to drop a rant. So, did you have a good day today? Are you gonna have a good day today? What do you think? What do you think? And what would you do for a Klondike bar? And why am I mentioning them by name when when the drink didn't. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't mention them by name either. Oh, yes, where am I? I'm at 24%. Okay, come on, let's go. Ooh, 26. Yay. Can I get to 30? Can I get to 30 before I end my broadcast? Which will be ending in, let's see, where am I? How many minutes? Well, that stupid pop-up would get off my screen without 114. Yeah, one day I'll be able to broadcast for hours on end. Oh no, he's broadcasting for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Hey, I would. That's why Hap should give me some sunshine. Because I can do this every day. Well, I write and draw every day. I'd add Hap's Cast into that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, poke, poke. Smile. Curtsy. So what would I do for Klondike Bar? I'd wear a kilt. Well, I want to wear a kilt anyway at some point. Um, eat a Klondike Bar on the air? Sure. Mention Klondike Bar for no reason? Well, I'd have a reason then. Yeah, you'd be the fifth to know if I ever got a sponsorship from anyone. Well, they'd be the first to know. Then I'd be the second. Then family. So yeah, fifth sounds about right. Yes, typically you'd be the first to know, but really, at best, you're the second because the first to know is the person themselves, and any other persons involved. So could be a lot lower than fifth, right? Well, if you really tear it apart, you're tearing me apart. Lisa. You know what movie that's from? It's a terrible movie I've never seen, but I saw the Cinema Sins commentary on it, and I saw enough to know that, yeah, that's blood. Yeah, but you're that kind of bad, so who are you to talk? Thank you, doubting hater. Fuck off. Don't we all have a doubting hater? Oh, I'm the only one? Okay. Don't mind me. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. But that doesn't mean that a little jingle jangle wouldn't be appreciated. And you know what I mean by jingle jangle. The first person to jingle jangle me will be remembered in verse, if not song. I will immediately thank them and write their name down. But that's enough of that talk. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it goes without saying, but there are some that I like more than others. So that is Peach number 294. Now, if you haven't caught the first part of the verse of Maricothus, uh, well, I'm not going to reread it because, well, I mean, because I want to go forward, and it is helpfully marked on the second read that I did of those first verses. It's Petrie Cast number 13, so that's just yesterday's cast. You'll see it, and it's towards the end. So if you just want to listen to it, you tune in, skip ahead to I don't know. Anyway, oh yes, I suppose what I could do. Hold on. First, what I'll do. Ah, that's better. Is I did that. Oh yeah, but I should give you a drawing to look upon. No. Oh yes. Here's one I did earlier today. It's not colored. Ah, So you can tell me if you prefer them black and white or colored, like this one, which I really like. I like the leaf. Who's the leaf? And then the blades that are saying "feck the leaves," or the black and white. Because if you ask in comments, I will color it. Just not now. Because now what I'm going to do because I'm at 19% and I have some verses to read. So first day that I wrote this, which maybe this will be the story that makes me a name. Yeah, okay. The odds of that. So started on the 5th. Next wrote it on the 7th. Which was an amazing day where I wrote over 10,000 words of verse. Yeah, in a single day. Yeah, that's a lot, but you know, that's how I roll. So, picking up from where I left off. Don't you dare tell me, O failed man, who's not so young but not too old to know success, with a goodly dream worth the dreaming, even if I myself never dreamed its like. I had my years of enjoying the world of those like you. Now I was certain sure that I wasn't going crazy, 'cause I was dreaming, hence the certainty that I was feeling. But this is more than just a dream, because I never had its like before, where I was talking with a character of mine. Only you're not talking, you're just thinking, so answer me, as you surely don't want for me to come to you and make short work of that birthday tree of yours. Oh, that I'd like to see, I said with a smile, as I knew he couldn't do such a thing, and even if he could, how was he going to do what he said and make short work of my birthday tree? So be it, yes, and remember this moment after I've made short work of your birthday tree. Sure, sure. Sure, I quickly said as I was snickering in my head. How was he going to do what he just promises? I'd really like to see that, as he was indeed much older ever. And no matter how clever, how strong was he, I never even thought of that. All I knew was that he was old. There was a story to be told that I hadn't found reason to write into being. So that's 6 verses. And yeah, the story continues. So yeah, he's a writer talking to his character in a dream. And it gets even more fantastical than that. And I really like where it's going, and I like where it can be taken. When I, fingers crossed, hand it off to someone who can run with it in prose for, well, short story, novel, graphic novel, comic book, or limited series anyway. And hello, Hollywood. Hey, why not? Let's dream big. So it's 7 o'clock, coming on an hour and a half, and well, even if 10 of you suddenly dropped in the comments and dropped a bunch of coins, phone's gonna run out of charge. Anyway, and I haven't had supper. Not that I'm hungry, but I do like to eat supper. And I haven't had meal since breakfast. So I'm going to have a supper of pasta and sliced potatoes in the oven, baked. So imitate, well, fry like fry like slices of potato. So even if I'd like to stay till 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, the phone would not last that long. So I will release you back into the wild. Go on. Just watch out for the lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. And the crocodiles. And the boa constrictors. And well, if you slip into the water, if you head out to the sea, watch out for the sharks, or the rivers, watch out for the bull sharks. Yes, in this scenario, you have to worry about sharks, even though you may live in a place in the world where sharks don't normally attack or irregularly attack. Well, encounter, because though their senses are so good, but they still, yeah. Oh, we're just tasting with we're just checking things out with our mouth. Well, your senses are as keen as they are. You should know that it's not a seal, or but on the other hand, we shouldn't be wiping thousands of you out. So those shark encounters are sharks being dicks, but we're worse. Um, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Charles Petrie, and I'll still be Charles Petrie after the broadcast is over. And hopefully you haven't shaken your head and laughed at me too hard. Hopefully you're laughing with me, rooting me on. Thanks. Have a good one.